Mr. Chamisa, we do understand, as a diaspora Zimbabwe, what happened. There can be misalignments within the party, since the late Changirai, since you got into power, we could see that your party was actually just not 100% focused on what it is that initially was the agenda or the focus. So as you now became CCC or the Yellow Party, it can be very detrimental for many people to not understand your focus. I would understand that, and for someone who hasn't directly been in power to put major change, maybe some can reason with that. But for the fact that MDC has Harare, and there's so much misalignments there. There's no productivity in Harare in terms of just infrastructure upkeep. The roads are bad. How people still sell in the streets is just how people used to sell in the street back in the 80s. There's no shading for the people. There's no proper reform of a certain world that the youth want. So most of the Zim youth, they'll run away from Zim because they want to see cool things. One of the other factors is the arts. If you can make arts something like a priority, sports, fund sports, fund the arts. Have a few technical institutions which can teach the kids skills, just be more about doing, not talking. Because these kids are like, we have heard it all. There's certain people who are like, but Chamisa talk too much, he's almost like Leap now. You want to make a song. I want to thank Mr. Chamisa, he's a good man, and the Zimbabwean youth, they're vibing with your energy because you are also part of that youth structure. So 2023 is an opportunity for you to go in and try to do the best for those people who believe in you. For Zimbabwe to win. Maybe you do not win, Mr. Chamisa. But also you still have to lead the people, direct them, guide them. Maybe ZANU-PF come back and win this again. Who knows? Because ZANU-PF, they cannot be undermined on what they can do. ZANU-PF is the biggest party in Zimbabwe. They fathered Zimbabwe. And if you look at the developments that they are doing outside Harare, where they won votes, that will come actually into big play, So when it's time for people to vote and make a decision, they will look into deliverance. Of course, some may say, not directly, with the bag, but, I don't speak politics, but if you win Harare, it's in your interest and your duty to ensure that you get the money to fix Harare, be it from the people who sponsor your party. I don't know how these things work, Mr. Chamisa, but knowing how politics works, you should be able to fix at least and make people happy in the towns that you win. Because say in networks, for example, if I'm putting internet in Stellenbosch, I cannot want tomorrow to be in Somerset and be in Kells River, be in Brackenfell and, be in East Rifi, in all those places just as I go like that, because then I'm going to lack service delivery in the places that I'm coming from. So I've learned to just, let me focus on one place first, create a vision, let it work, let the people be happy with the services that we give them for a very long time, create structures that can maintain those structures again for a very long time. So it's not about the money, it's about creating solutions that work long term, Then everything is achieved with that. So whatever plan, Mr. Chamisa, you bring in this, it has to ensure that it's strong enough to show people sustainability like longevity. What exactly is the plan? And also the most important thing is, say if now you win, what are we expecting to see, the changes, exactly. I think if we can articulate some of that for the people before the voting, it can be good to just support some of your conditions. Maybe the diasporans will be allowed to vote. Who knows? So I'm sure the diasporans will all just cast CCC. So what you do with that vote, for someone like me who left Zimbabwe when I was 17, I have never voted because in South Africa I do not hold an ID yet for me to vote. So for me, a vote is something that I hold dearly. So if I have to cast it, what does it mean? Because looking at just how politics goes, normally the majority feels like, you win, then you have everything you want and people around you, and then the stories goes, that's just how people look at it from an outside point of view. So Mr. Chamisa, 2023 is a year that can bring a lot of vision, a lot of developments. 2023 can bring Zimbabwe almost back to the path of glory. 2023 can bring stability. 2024 can start to bring a lot of Zimbabweans back home from diaspora in different parts of the world, because a lot of Zimbabweans in diaspora are actually not happy because the conditions of their country is so bad. So wherever they can be in diaspora, they're not really being treated well, most of them. It's only a variety with major skills that can maybe maneuver and stuff. It's actually not even the fault of wherever these people are. It's just that it's the world we live in. It's the world of intelligence, economics, and solutions, who you are, what you're doing, and also facts is a lot of people are also sometimes lazy, So we have to also address that. So you've got a very serious fight ahead of you, and I'm vouching for you, to do what you gotta do for the Zimbabweans. It's quite important. But yeah, man, if diaspora can vote, CCC can win this, I think 3 times, Yeah, but if just Zimbabweans will vote in Zimbabwe, then CCC, I think they have a chance. It's not direct because it's a new party, as they say. So the dynamics and the logistics, is the whole MDC, movement going to move to CCC now? What's going to happen there? So there's a couple of logistics that can happen. So we have to see. But good luck, Mr. Chamisa. Wishing you the best.